Hey guys, welcome to A Finished Friday. My name is Amy Howard. Hold on, can you hear me? All right, let's check. Okay, as you pop on here, will you let me know? Say, Amy, we can hear you loud and clear. I'm going to wait a minute. Hey, Irene. So as you pop on here, say, yes, Amy, we can hear you. And I apologize for doing this. And those of you that are going to be watching this later and go, why does she do stuff like this? We had an issue last time, and last Friday you couldn't hear me. So I have a brand new little microphone. And I want to make sure that I'm coming to you and that you can hear me okay. Jean, is there anything that needs to be on with this right here? Nothing? No light needs to be going off? So somebody just say, yes, Amy, we can hear you. I'm going to wait. I'm not starting until I see somebody. Irene, can you let me know? You can hear me. Okay, Jean's on there, so you can turn down the sound. All right, sounds good. All right, so welcome. My name is Amy Howard, and I'm going to be showing you awesome. Thank you, Jan. All right, so I'm going to show you a lot of different things. One, I haven't shown you some of these before. If you have not played or experienced or gotten or used this product, Ceramicast, you are missing out. I'm just going to tell you, whether you want to apply it to furniture, whether you want to create things with it, whether or not you want to be able to use it as art, it has so much versatility to it. It's so much fun. So I want to show you several different projects that I'm doing. You know, one of the taglines that we have here at Amy Howard at Home, it's about crafting a beautiful life. It's not just about refinishing furniture. Yes, I love doing that, but I also enjoy creating art. I enjoy making things that I can give as gifts. And I also have shown you, if you don't follow me on Amy Howard Official, you should on Instagram. We only post on Instagram. But on Amy Howard Official, I showed you a picture of how they can do appliques on a ceiling. You can use the Ceramicast to also create appliques to be able to put on walls, to be able to put on ceilings, to be able to use as diffusers. There's so many different looks. And the great thing about it is self-leveling. It hardens so quickly, and it can be tinted. I want to show you some tips and tricks today of things that I do when I create things. So as you pop on here, say, hey, tell me where you're tuning in from. And I want to make sure, share this video and tag some good friends, because we always do giveaways for people that share the video. Your name goes in for a drawing, and we give away the product that we're going over. So today we're going to be giving away some Ceramicast. You can't have too much of this stuff. I will tell you, I keep a little container like this full of Ceramicast because I use it for so many different projects. It is so much fun, and it's definitely something that you can do with furniture. So even hardware. You can cast hardware with Ceramicast and dip it in resin, and you've got a beautiful hard knob that you can put on a piece of furniture. So it's awesome. It's awesome stuff. All right, so as you pop on here, tell me where you're tuning in from. Share the video. Your name will go in for the drawing. So let's get started. All right, so I'm going to go on and turn this down so that way you can see what I've got going on. So this is the Ceramicast that I'm working with. I want to wait so that way I can kind of see it. There's a little bit of a delay. And I'm going to pull this over. I want you to be able to see kind of some things that I have been working on. Good deal. All right, so let's make sure that you can see this with the camera. So one of the things I'm going to show you today, and I've done a live on this before, so that way you may be seeing this. This is something that I keep in my bathrooms. I like creating these little trays. And I also like this particular mold with the top and the lid on it, because you can use it for so many different things. But it's so cute because at night when I take my earrings off and my rings and my jewelry, I love just having something to be able to put my jewelry in. And so you think about your bathrooms or your guest, or maybe in your sink when you wash your hands after you've done the dishes or whatever, or cleaned. It's just great to have a cute little object so that way you can put your jewelry in it. And I love these trays because they're great to put your hand soap in, just kind of have a centralized location in your bathrooms. So I love this as well. Another thing is you can use them as vessels to be able to create beautiful candles. Of course, we're going to be going back into our homes. It's October. Yay! So October, November, December, we're going to be burning a lot of candles. And so the Ceramicast allows you to be able to create your own vessels to be able to put your wax in. Of course, I don't know if you know this, but at Amy Howard at Home, we have the beeswax for you. We have essential oils that are all organic, and we have our pigments. So I want to be able to go on and show you today how to be able to create this. Another thing is, don't forget, and I shared this with you previously, but the Ceramicast in a raw form like this, it was made with this mold. It's beautiful because you can make these for fall. You can do these in different fall colors. I'm getting ready to show you. And then because it is very porous, you can just sprinkle some essential oil on top of it, and it will hold it literally for about a week. So you can set this on a little acrylic stand or in your bathroom. You can even put it in maybe one of your trays that you make, and this will permeate that bathroom or that area with the essential oil. I'll tell you something else you can do with the Ceramicast, depending on what it is, what particular design you like to do it on. Let's just say you did one of the flowers. You can put your essential oils, your favorite essential oils, on this diffuser that you created and put it in your underwear drawer. You can put it in your t-shirt drawer, whatever, your sock drawer, and the smell from the essential oils will go into your socks or whatever. It really makes for a nice, fun way. I say crafting a beautiful life. So I wanted to show you this. This is what we're going to be working on today. And we're going to go into working with pigments and creating beautiful colorways. And it's really a lot of fun and very, very easy to do, and making terrazzo chips. So one thing we're going to start with, let's go on and start with this particular mold and my Ceramicast. Now, I've got mine already opened over here, but this bag of Ceramicast we have, and all of the molds that you see, is our promotional this week, and you can get them 25% off. This, guys, I'm just telling you, you will get so addicted to this. This is a beautiful creative addiction to be able to make, because it's so diverse, and it's so easy to work with. You cannot mess it up. So I've already got some ready, and I'm going to go in and mix it up. The other thing is pigments. Those of you that may not be familiar with pigments, if you've not worked with them before, I don't want you to be afraid. They're so fun and so easy to work with, and it gives you a lot of diversity when you're starting to work with Ceramicast. So I'm going to lay these to the side. I've kind of got some fall colors going on here that I want you to see. You can also use mica powders. You can use your gold metallic, silvers, coppers, especially moving into fall. It's fun to be able to have some diversity. And it's always fun to throw in a little bit with your gorgeous, this particular color is called Lore Earth. Mixing that with the gold and some of the coppers, it can be really, really pretty. All right, so now you'll notice I like to use just paper cups, because it's easy for me to be able to mix them up, and then that way I just throw them away. So I'm going to go on. I've got my Ceramicast in my container here, and I'm going to go on and just add some Ceramicast. Guys, as you pop on here, please tell me what neck of the woods you're coming from. And this is our DIY creative community. We're all sisters in a way. We just have different mothers. All right, so now I'm going to go on, and I'm going to put my Ceramicast in my white container here, my white cup that I can throw away. Now, I will tell you, I want to be able to show you how to be able to do the black first. I'm going to take a little bit of pigment. Now, here's my suggestion. I prefer, when I am going to make different colors of Ceramicast, whether I'm creating it for appliques for furniture, whether I'm going to be creating a mold here that I want to be able to have for my candle that you see that we're working on, I like mixing it when it's dry. So I'm going to go on, and this is just a black pigment. It's pure black pigment. I am not working with milk paint. You need, when you are doing your colorization of your Ceramicast, you want to make sure to use pure pigment. So remember, our pigments come from Provence. They are not synthetic. They're all natural, and that makes a big difference as far as how it's going to look. So now look, I'm taking my Ceramicast and I'm going to mix in, just take your time and allow it to just kind of blend. So I've got about 2/3 of a cup, a little less than 2/3 of Ceramicast, and I added a teaspoon of black Noir pigment. So I'm stirring this up. Now you'll notice, and this is one thing I want you to remember when you're working on this, it looks kind of gray and you're thinking, well, I want black. When I add water to this, it's going to go black. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to overdo the pigment. So if you're working with a cup, let's say it's 2/3 of the way full, you can get by with a teaspoon of pigment, whether you're working with a metallic, whether you're working with a burnt orange or whatever. All right, so I'm going to show you another scenario in just a minute in working and creating cream that's really pretty. All right, so now I'm going to go in and add my water. Now, my suggestion would be, you see, I added just a little bit because I like to kind of stir it up, my Ceramicast. Did you see how it went black? I'll start with less water. That way I can get down into my cup and kind of stir this up. Make sure I go around on the edges and get it stirred up really well so that way it's all mixed. I like the consistency of my Ceramicast to be the consistency of pancake batter. So a thin pancake batter. So I'm stirring this up a little bit more. Now I'm going to come back. I actually like the consistency of this. So usually you can do 2 parts Ceramicast to 1 part water. But I like to just kind of eye it, kind of like I'm cooking, because I like to have it just a little bit thicker. And you know what? After you've already mixed your pigment in first when it was dry, if you want, you can go in and come back and add just a little bit more Ceramicast. So I'm going to go on and add just a little bit more. It's okay. I don't want you to think you're going to mess up your formula if you do that. If you come back and add a little bit more Ceramicast to be able to thicken it up, you're going to be fine. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more water. Guys, as you pop on here, say hey. Tell me where you're tuning in from. And don't forget to share the video, and your name will go in for a drawing that will be giving away some Ceramicast. I'm so excited that I got a microphone. I feel like I'm moving up in the world. I got a microphone, so now you can all hear me much better. All right, so now we're going to go on and pour this in our mold. So I'm going to start in the center, and I'm going to allow it to just kind of flood out like this. I can tell right now I'm going to need to go on and pour and I'm going to need just a little bit more, so that's okay. I'm not going to use the time to be able to do that. I'm going to go in and push this off to the side like this. So you're going to want to make sure that you pour your mold up all the way to the top like this. So this is one that I had done yesterday trying to get ready for today's live. And I just want to make sure that you notice that it will go to this really pretty kind of dark gray color. As it dries down, it is going to be just a little bit lighter. So now I want to show you, this is the tricky part. You wanting to help me? Hold on. All right, hold on. Gene's right here by me. He's going to pull that. Will you come over here and let them watch you? Come, bring your hands. All right, everybody, you can tell Gene hello. He's going to show you. You don't have, get over here so that way they can see you. You're not dealing with nails like I am. So it's a rolling process. Can you get over more on the camera so they can see? There you go. So you're rolling the mold down like this. You don't have to put anything in it as far as a releasing agent. Okay, I got it. Good deal. Thank you. You don't have to put anything in it to have it to where it's a releasing agent. But now I want you to be able to see. So once you've pulled this up to the top, or whether or not you're making a tray or an applique for some furniture or whatever, I'm just going to kind of pinch this all together and then twist it out. And look at that. Is that not the most beautiful thing? I think that's just so fun. Now, if you want to be able to use this container, I can just go back to with my mold and I'll clean this with soap and water. You don't have to do anything else. It did not stick to it. And then that way I'm ready for my next project. So it will go back into place. You can use these hundreds of times. This will go in your DIY pantry. You can pull it out and create all kinds of beautiful things with it for many, many years. So it shows you to remember the one that I showed you before I went live. Here it is done in the same mold, but a smaller one in white Ceramicast. And this one, we added the Noir pigment, and it gave us this beautiful black color. Now, if you're going to use this for a candle or a container, you want to be able to come back and add some sealant. Now, here's my suggestion. What I would do, if you're not familiar with this product, this is probably one of the top 5 products that we have. I think people have discovered how great it is, but you can use the matte sealer and just get your favorite brush, dip it into the matte sealer and go inside your container to where it's evenly distributed and it seals but doesn't change the finish or the feel of the of whatever it is that you're working on. So you just want to make sure, whether it's a tray like this or if it's a container like this that you're going to make a candle out of, seal it first, and that's going to make it work so much better as far as pouring up a candle in it. So the next thing, and a lot of people may not realize, you can create what's called terrazzo chips. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, and I think it's fun, again, to work with fall colors. So when you are wanting to be able to create a piece to where it's got some depth and some flex in it. So here's a tray that I've created. And it's very, very subtle. I did kind of a medium value gray in a chip. And so what happens, can you see that? Does it show up on camera? This is much more subtle. If you go with bright colors, it's going to show up much more pronounced. But I wanted to be able to show you, you can make these chips yourself. And I'm going to pull this in. I want to be able to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to show you how to create it. Now, it's a little bit different process than when we're doing the Ceramicast because we're needing it to be little flakes. Look at this. See how easily they break? If you do them too thick, they're not going to break down and be this pretty for you. So look at this. Now this becomes a terrazzo chip that you can put into your Ceramicast and really have a beautiful color. So now I want to show you something. All right, so I'm going to show you how to pour that out. Let me move this around. All right, so I will tell you, we have these silicone mats on Amy Howard Home because I use them so much. I use them with resin. I use them with Ceramicast. I use them with my silicone molds. They're great just to be able to lay on your counter. That way nothing will stick and it just will easily pop off. But you'll notice there is kind of a matte side and there's a shiny side. So the shiny side is the back. So that's why I've laid that down first. And I'm going to be working on the top that is more of a matte finish. Now, I'm going to go on and I'm going to mix up a little bit of this color because I want you to be able to see how we can make a terrazzo chip. So I've put just a little bit in here. I'm going to work with the Lure Earth. Again, I think it's fun just to be able to create some projects that are very fall feeling. I'm just going to use my fork and go down in here and add a little bit of color. You see about how much color of the Lure Earth I'm putting in here. It goes a long, long way. And those of you, you may not know, you can also use the pigments to be able to create color waxes to be able to put on your furniture. It has a lot of diversity. All right, so now again, I like working with this in a dry form. So I'm going to mix that all up in with my Ceramicast to get my color. There again, it's lighter, but when I add my water, something magical is going to happen. It's going to go into the color that I want. Jean, can you grab out of the heater a silver tray and all right, so now, you know, before when we mix this up, when we are making, let me put this aside. I want to show you, I love going to the Dollar Tree and I get all these fun little things like this, like these little metal trays. They have a section where you can get all the aluminum foil stuff and containers. It's great for me because I like that it's got a little gully and it's perfect for my silicone mat. That way it doesn't spill on everything. Because when I'm making up to create terrazzo chips, it needs to be thinner. I want you to see why. So I'm just going to pour this out like this. And I'm going to kind of spread it out. It's okay that I've got a little bit of negative space. But the main thing is I don't want it to be too thick. I want it to be thin. And that's going to give me a much prettier terrazzo chip. So I'm going to let this sit like this for about an hour. Now I have a little heater here in my studio and I just literally slide this in and it just dries it faster. You can't really use a hairdryer when you're wanting to speed up making your terrazzo chips because it's just going to move it around. So just kind of put this aside depending on how many terrazzo chips you want to make, different colors. It's fun to make 2 or 3 different colors. It does show up. And if you're wanting to do something for different holidays, or of course you can do pastels in the spring, but I think right now it's just kind of fun to go into greens and rust and golds and coppers. I think that's really pretty. All right, so I'm going to go on and set this aside. So it allows you to be able to see what it is I did to be able to create the terrazzo chips that now are completely dry. So I can come back. I'm going to go on and mix a little bit of provincial yellow. Now, I will tell you, while I love white, I think it's really pretty in a lot of interiors. I also love a cream container. I think it's really pretty. And I wanted to show you how I do that. So I'm going to mix a little bit of Ceramicast. Like this. And I'm going to go in and add about a half a teaspoon of my champagne. Let me see, what's this? Champagne yellow. And I'm going to mix that in together. Of course, I like mixing my pigments in my Ceramicast at the same time. And what this does, this creates just this really pretty kind of creamy color that you can use. Again, don't forget, you can use any mold that you have, whether it's more of a 3-dimensional mold or a flat mold to be able to create appliques to go on your furniture. But this cream is so, so pretty. Look at this. So now, what are we going to do? We're going to take our terrazzo chips. We're going to crumble them up. I want them really small and really fine, not dusty, but small, and they can be different sizes. And I'm going to pop those in here like this. You don't want to do too many, but you want to make sure that you get it all blended. So now your terrazzo chips are mixed into your dry ingredients, and now we go on and add our water. Do a little bit so that way we can stir it up and check our consistency. Jean, can I ask a favor? There should be another one of these over there that I think on top. I'm going to thicken this up just a little bit. Awesome. Thank you. Again, it's okay to be able to add some to be able to thicken it up if you need to. So guys, you can literally, what I'm showing you today, you can create diffusers. Those of you too that you love to teach workshops, this is perfect. People get so satisfied because they can create something that they can get a reveal very quickly. because the Ceramicast does set up very, very quickly. It's all self-leveling, so it's not like somebody has to be experienced. All right, so now I feel good. That's all kind of stirred up. I like the consistency of it. I'm going to move this away. And I'm going to go in and put this on my little tray so that way I can move it out of the way. And I'm going to go in and pour this. These are, we've used them a lot with resin, but these are so fun because you may not know this. You can write on Ceramicast. You can use these as trivets to be able to protect your marble, your countertop. If you need to be able to set a hot casserole dish on top of it, a hot pot, whatever. These make great little trivets, but you can also write on them. So if you want to be able to have them there, write what's in that casserole dish. This is a great, great mold to have. And it also is great because I wanted you to be able to see that your terrazzo chips are going to show through and give you a lot of interest. So I'm going to go in and pull this off to the side. You see how I need my little trays because they will spill. Here's one that had set up that I did right before we went live. And it allows you to be able to see, one, this is the color. This is the champagne yellow that I did. And I made some rusty colored terrazzo chips. Now I can come back if I want. I can write on top of this. I can say this is a chicken casserole, whatever, and then I can wipe it off and I can use it over and over again. What I would suggest is going on and putting on your matte sealer on this when you're finished, if you want to be able to write on it with like a chalk pen. But it's just such a cute thing. I think it's a great trivet. It's a great coaster. You can do 5 of these and have them setting up so people can just take one and set their drink on top of it so it's not on your furniture. There's so much versatility with this. All right, so one more thing I want to be able to show you. Another thing that's so great about working with the Ceramicast, and a lot of people may not realize this, is I'm going to transition into wax for just a minute. So I can come back. I love just the look and the depth that it gives me. I'm going to put just a little bit of my Mind Your Own beeswax on here. I want you to see. I can come back and wax this. I can use a brush if I want. I'm just using a rag. And it will saturate into the Ceramicast and give me just a really pretty finish. It seals it. I can come back, especially like on a fluted one like this, and add in Dust of Ages, get down in the crevices and buff it. And guys, this makes for a very rich, expensive looking container that you can get a beautiful patina to. I wanted to show you that. Don't forget, you can wax them and create really pretty looks. You can also come on top of this with a little bit of cerusing wax. I want to just show you what it looks like on the Ceramicast in black. I'm just getting it everywhere. The whole liming, even on objects, is very, very in right now. But I think it's classic. It's something that really never goes away. So now, before this has a tendency to kind of set up, I'm going to take it off just on the top. And I want to kind of leave it down in the crevices. I'm speeding this up a little bit too much. I need to let it set. Kind of softening just a little bit. I want you to be able to see before that. So I'm going to let this set just a little bit. And then I'll come back and I'll buff it. And it's going to give me just a really, really pretty patina with a little bit of sheen on my container. All right. So now I want to show you We also, on sale, we have our molds that you can use with the Ceramicast. This is one of my favorites. This is one of our packages that we have that's all of these crowns. The detail you get from this is really insane. I mean, as far as I have used these on stationery, I have used these as art, and I want to open this for you real quick. I want you to just see. The cool thing about it is, surely I've got one I already did. Jean, is there a crown over there on that other table that I can show them? But when you pour the Ceramicast, or even wax, if you want to create wax seals into the mold, you get a lot of detail. It's so fun. I want you to look at this. This is literally a combination. I mixed gold metallic with beeswax, and I was able to make this great looking wax seal that you could use this on a package. You could use this on a card. You can use it, you can create this as a piece of art if you want to, and glue it on a board and then do a mat around it. There's so many different fun things that you can do with this, but I wanted you to be able to see the detail that you get out of the molds. But I love creating these with the Ceramicast. But the other thing I wanted to show you what I did, and I really do, I think the older I get, the more I enjoy creating more than anything. And I know there are a lot of you that, let me see, two people. Oh, I'm just seeing a message up on my phone. Cast, if you want to use the code today, it's CAST25. It's all caps, CAST 25. But make sure you do all caps on CAST, CAST 25. All right, so now I want to be able to show you, look at the transformation. If you think about making a container and really finishing it out and creating these little flowers on top, this is, if you saw this in a very high-end boutique, you'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. If I'd had time, I would really almost would have filled in the whole thing with flowers, but I want to show you how you can do that. So the molds that I have, there's another series of these. You'll see them on the website on amyhowardhome.com. These are so fun and so easy to make. So let me show you how I do that. So I'm going to take a little bit, I'm going to get a small brush, just a small artist brush, and I'm going to use my gold metallic mica. So you might want to do gold, you might want to do silver, copper. We have a lot of different colors. And I'm just going to use it in its dry form. And I'm coming in here and I'm dusting inside, get another brush. I'm dusting inside my mold before I put the wax. So I'm just going to make sure I've got a little bit of a residue from what I did yesterday, but I just want to make sure that it's fresh. I just like that I can create this really pretty center on my flowers. So here's one that I did in green wax. See, setting on top of my candle. See how you've got just that little gold center? If you are going to create a candle like this, look how much prettier it is having the dark black wax with the dark black container. Don't you think that's chic? The other thing is, I love the dark black wax flowers on top of it. I just think that takes it to a whole other element. So be thinking about that. If you do it's kind of a champagne yellow container, do champagne yellow wax. Use your same pigment with your melted wax. And then do the same thing on your flowers, or maybe you do crowns on top of your candle, whatever. It just makes it a lot more fun. So now I'm going to show you, I've got my wax thing over here. I'm going to go on. Jean, can you show me the bag of beeswax? It should be in that bag. From the shop. All right, so I've got my melted wax that I just poured in here. You can pop your beeswax in a microwave in a measuring cup. And I usually do it for about 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, and it will melt it beautifully. So I wanted to show you. We have this on Amy Howard at Home. It's organic beeswax. So I just melted it. Again, you can put it in a glass measuring cup, pop it in the microwave for about 4.5 minutes, and it will melt enough for you to be able to make your candle. So now I'm going to go on and we're going to take our black wax, our black pigment. Jean, could I also have one of those pipettes over there? All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of black pigment. Guys, as you pop on here, say hey, tell me where you're tuning in from, and take advantage of our cast, all caps, C-A-S-T today, 25, cast 25, where you can get 25% off our Ceramicast and all of our silicone molds. All right, so now I'm going to pop my black pigment, same thing we use to create our gorgeous container, in my wax. So now that's going to give me black wax. I just think it's so much prettier when you're doing a container to have your wax, your container, and your objects that you sit on top of it the same color. So we powdered this with our mica powders. So now I'm using a little pipette like this, and I'm just going to squeeze it with the wax into this mold. Boom. Wish we had some music on. We were all sitting around and we were crafting because this is so satisfying. The other thing is you want to make sure that you use like a little pipette. If you have something smaller that you want to be able to pour it up with, for me, this just makes it nice and easy. I don't have any drips. And you just put it down in the hot wax and then squeeze out what you need. And it makes these adorable little details. We have a lot of different designs. We have flowers and leaves and crowns. So fun. All right, so now, you know what I'm going to do? No, I'll wait on that. So this is the wax. I can go on and pour it up. I can set my wicks and pour it up into my candle. I tell you what I'm going to do. Let me see. I'll go on. I'm going to wait on the wick part. I'm going to go on and show you this as far as how to do that. So now, look how they're already starting to set up. You can, a lot of times I have a fridge in the back of my studio. I'll go pop these in the freezer, and they'll literally be dry and set up in about 6 minutes. So that way I can go on and pop them out. So I did this yesterday, and I want to be able to show you what it looks like. So they will, you don't have to put any anything on them to make them pop out. This is what they're going to do. They're just going to pop out into these beautiful, detailed little flowers. So if you wanted to be able to create a really pretty fall container in a green with green wax and green flowers, would that not be adorable? You could do it in rust. Rust is a really big color this fall, and I would use the Lure Earth to be able to create my container, my wax, and my flowers. That way it's all coordinated and it all looks the same. And the other thing is to realize that you can also create the diffusers that you can put in your room. You can also color these as well. So the diversity that we have, it's pretty insane. I mean, I love the idea of even taking some cards. If you want to write and create a little custom thank you card, I just want to show you. That way you could come back with one of your crowns. You can put these, you could use one of our stencils and do it as a design. You can hot glue these on your cards, and then that way write your notes inside. You could create a little border. There's so many different things that you could do to make it creative. It's so diverse. I just think it's part of truly crafting a beautiful life. So hopefully you enjoyed that. The other thing is I wanted you to be able to see how many things you can create with it, but also a lot of you that tune in, you love painting furniture. These appliques and putting these on furniture are absolutely fabulous. And don't forget, when I was saying You can make this out of Ceramicast, brush on our resin, and you will be on the front as well as the back. And you can use these as knobs, as all kinds of things, because the resin is going to protect the Ceramicast. If you want to use these on walls, if you want to use them on a ceiling, you don't have to seal them. Just glue it on, and that way you've got a gorgeous applique to be able to use on your furniture. So whether you're making candles, whether you're going to be making things for your furniture or diffusers, or maybe a beautiful thank you note, I think Ceramicast is going to be the go-to in your DIY pantry. So hopefully you heard me today from my microphone. I'm excited. We're planning Maker Mondays and Finish Fridays all the way through the end of the year. So I'm going to be excited about seeing you. So please share this video, tag some good friends, and tell them that you want to be able to craft a beautiful life together with them. Get together. This would be a fun and easy thing to do with your bunco group, with your mahjong group, and say, we're going to make some stuff and get together and visit. So I think that makes it a lot of fun and helps us build beautiful, transparent friendships. Have a great day, everybody. Love you guys. Bye.